Hi, and welcome back to another motivational moment with me, your coach, Michelle. That's always Michelle with two L's. So, for the time that is ours to share, I want to talk today about keep grinding and never give up. And I love the way that just rolled off my lips. I'm going to say it one more time. Keep grinding and never, ever give up. So, I have 7 quotes that I want to share with you before I jump into the meat and potatoes of today's talk. So, number one, the place between your comfort zone and your dream is where life takes place. This quote is by Helen Keller. Number two, everything you've ever wanted is on the other side of fear. This quote is by George Addair. Number three, the question isn't, y'all, this is my favorite, so I need you to listen up. The question isn't who is going to let me, it's who's going to stop me. So you have to have that kind of mindset when you decide you're going to do something. Always tell yourself, the question isn't who's going to let me, because I never worry about who's going to let me do anything. The question is who's going to stop me. And this quote is by, I'm not sure how to pronounce his first name. It's spelled Ayn. Last name is Rand. Number four, do what you have to do until you can do what you want to do. That's powerful, y'all. And you can just shout off that right there. Do what you have to do until you can do what you want to do. That's a quote by Oprah Winfrey. Number five is fall 7 times, stand up 8. I've always loved that quote. Japanese proverb. Next one, number 6. The only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to be. Another one of my favorite quotes. The only person that you, that I, that we are destined to become is the person that we decide that we want to be. And this quote is by Ralph Waldo Emerson. And last but not least, blood, sweat, and respect. The first two you give, the last one you earn. Ooh, and before I tell y'all who said that, let me say that one more time. Blood, sweat, and respect. The first two you give, you shed blood, you shed a little sweat. But the last one, respect, you earn that. And this quote is by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. So here are 4 things that will help you to keep grinding. Number one, life's most important lesson: never, ever give up. An important lesson that I've learned in my life is to never give up. Always persevere. No matter what is going on in your life, I need you to persevere. If you fall, then get back up and try it again. Dust yourself off and say, hey, let me try this one more time. Even if you have to change up some things, don't you ever give up just because you've fallen down. It doesn't matter if it's the first time or the millionth time. You must always get back up again. Regardless of what challenges you are facing, you have to keep pushing forward. And I need you all to keep pushing forward like your life depends on it, because to be honest with you, it really does. Because see, when you give up and you decide to just lay down and let the world just walk over top of you, life really, as you know it, is done and over with. So you need to go after this thing with everything that you have as you keep going. Life isn't going to slow down for you, so you have to work to keep up. Each time you get up, that is more character, more strength that you've developed. It is also important to set goals for yourself. Never stop reaching for the stars. Sometimes tomorrow is about learning from today. Can I say that one more again for somebody in the back of the room that didn't hear what I said? Sometimes your tomorrow is about learning from today. Number 2, change can be a good thing. Sometimes persevering means that you need to start all over. If you are feeling depressed, you might need to make an important change in your life. For example, if you're unhappy in your career, you might need to consider a new job or a new business. If you're unsatisfied with your significant other, you may need to make changes in your relationship. Hello, or find somebody new. If you are feeling down, it means that you have flatlined. You need to make the changes that are necessary to push your life into a positive direction. One thing's for certain, 2 things for sure. I refuse to let my life just flatline. I refuse to give up. I refuse to just lay down and let the world walk all over top of me. It's not that kind of party. The party over here. I don't know about you, But when life happens, I figure out a way to climb over that wall. When one door shuts, I know that God has another door that He's going to open for me. I just need to be patient. I need to thank Him in advance and believe that He's going to do what He said He was going to do. Number 3, without failure, there would be no story. So keep going. Another important fact to consider is that you don't have to succeed at everything you do. Let me put a pin right here because I want to say that one more time because somebody didn't hear what I said. You don't have to succeed at everything you do. I had to learn that the hard way because I've always been one to believe that I have to succeed at everything that I do. Because if I don't, number one, I'm letting myself down and I'm letting down the people around me, the people that I care about the most. And I was determined to succeed at everything. But then I realized, Michelle, you don't have to succeed at everything you do. It's all right to fail at something. Because when you fail at that one thing, guess what? It just sends you right on back to the drawing board to figure out how to start all over and do it again. And nobody's going to hold it against you if you don't succeed at everything. I think we beat ourselves up over this. Other people just say, oh, well, that didn't work out. They'll find another way. They'll find another route, take another path. We're the ones that beat ourselves up. Sometimes it just matters that you showed up and you tried. Because here's the other thing. Have you ever had somebody say, oh, well, I see you tried that out, that didn't work, and they think it's funny? No, baby, it's not funny because guess what? I showed up and I tried. Okay, it didn't work, but guess what? At least I tried. All you're doing is sitting back looking like a bump on a log doing nothing because you're afraid. You're afraid of failing. Nobody wants to fail, but at least I gave it a try. It just didn't work. So now I'm going back to the drawing board. And well, in this case, I'm going back to my journal, and which I don't have near me, and I'm going to figure out how to go about that thing again. And you still going to be exactly where I left you, sitting on that log looking like a bump. Okay? If you are unhappy with your performance, you can always try again tomorrow. See, people talk themselves out of trying because they're afraid of making a mistake. Let me put another pin right here. You have got to stop being afraid to make a mistake. Been down that road. I was always one to be afraid of making a mistake because I worried about what are people going to say about me? What are they going to think about me? Well, let me tell you something. None of that matters. That's not your business to worry about what other people think about you. If they don't have anything else to walk around, if they don't have anything else to do but walk around worrying about you and thinking about you, then they need to get a life. But it's okay to make a mistake. You can always make a mistake, and that's not an excuse to never show up. Some of the most famous people and companies started from humble beginnings. In their first year of business, you guys, and you may not know this, but in their first year of business, Coca-Cola only sold 400 Cokes. That, can you imagine, we're talking about 12 months, 365 days, and they only sold 400 bottles of Coca-Cola. That's not a whole lot. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. Look at where he ended up later in his career. Hello. So your high school basketball team cut you, but you ended up going on to be one of the greatest basketball players we've ever known. Who knew? And his coach was probably sitting around somewhere going, well, I'll be there. We cut him from the team, and he went on to do great things. And some of the other people that stayed on the team probably didn't. Dr. Seuss's first children's book, And to Think That I Saw It on Mulberry Street. I remember that book. I can't say I've ever read it or had it read to me, but I do remember that book. It was rejected by 27 publishers. Vanguard Press, the 28th publisher, sold 6 million copies of the book. The book Chicken Soup for the Soul was turned down by 33 publishers before Health Communications agreed to publish it. So do y'all see where I'm going with this right here? This is powerful stuff. Since then, over 7 million copies of Chicken Soup for the Soul, a second helping of Chicken Soup for the Soul, and the Chicken Soup for the Soul cookbook have been sold worldwide, with the books translated into 20 different languages. Okay? If Michael Jordan, Dr. Seuss, Coca-Cola, and the authors of Chicken Soup for the Soul had given up, then they wouldn't be the household names that they are today. Imagine if they had given up. We wouldn't have a Coca-Cola. We wouldn't have been able to watch Michael Jordan's amazing career. We wouldn't have read any of the Chicken Soup for the Soul books. Now, I have to admit that I have not, but I do have Chicken Soup, the original Chicken Soup for the Soul. I just need to read it. But that's neither here nor there. Imagine if they hadn't tried, or if they tried, they were knocked down and they said, okay, I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. We would never have gotten to know them. These inspirational stories serve as living proof that if at first you don't succeed, you must try. And did I say try? Try again. Don't give up. Number 4, always be grateful, but never settle. I'm going to say that again because somebody needs to hear this. Always be grateful, but never, ever, ever settle. You must appreciate the people who appreciate you. And let me put a pin right here because I need you to understand that you must. I didn't say you should. I didn't say it would be a good idea. It would be a novel idea. It would be a grand idea. I said you must. I didn't say if you want to. I said you must appreciate the people who appreciate you. I appreciate everyone that appreciates me and what I do. And I don't have a choice as if, to whether or not I want to. I must do that because I realize that those people don't have to appreciate me. They've chosen to appreciate me, and for that I'm truly thankful. If somebody isn't doing the right thing by you, then ask them to either change their ways or move on. You deserve nothing less than the best, and it's your responsibility to produce your work for other people. This is not limited to physical work, but also includes spiritual work. There is never a day when you can't create or accomplish a new goal. Let life be a learning experience. Don't let this year be another year of good intentions with unaccomplished goals. Y'all, let me say that one more time because somebody needs to hear that again. Don't let this year be another year of good intentions and unaccomplished goals. Do you know how many people have good intentions? Y'all know I like the air quote, but they do. They have good intentions, but they have all these unaccomplished goals. They have good intentions, they have great ideas, but they're not doing anything with them. So don't let this year be another year with that going on. If you have a journal, you should be writing down your goals that are things that you want to achieve for this year. And if you haven't started one, honey, you need to get started today. ASAP. Write down your goals. Create a timeline for completing those goals. And then take the big picture, the big goal, and then create steps underneath so that you can break those things down. That way you don't feel overwhelmed. I think that's why a lot of people have unfinished or unaccomplished goals, because that goal is just so big that you don't know where to start in tackling it. If you want to accomplish something, then you need to do something about it. Did y'all hear what I said? You need to do something about it. I can't just say I want to lose weight, but then I'm just sitting around hoping and praying, fingers crossed, that the weight is just going to fall off, because it's not going to work that way. I've got to do my part. The weight will fall off as I'm eating right, as I'm exercising. But I've got to change my thinking, and I've got to get up and actually do something. To never give up doesn't always mean that you should keep at it. To never give up doesn't mean you should keep at a useless cause, because you do have to know when to let go of something. Just like with people, you can want the best for people, you can pray for people, and to be honest with you, you can hold them tight in your arms, but eventually you're going to have to let them go just a little bit. Now, when I say let them go, I mean you can't stress yourself and keep yourself wound up in their problems, their issues, and their concerns. But what you can do is take them to God in prayer. Pray for those people. I have people right now that I pray for diligently, and I pray that God will move on them, make them better people, fix them where they're broken. But I know that I can't hold on to them and want it for them more than they want it for themselves, because it's just going to serve the purpose of driving me crazy. And I don't have time for that, okay? So it means never ever give up on that great life that you deserve. You might have to change your approach, and that's the how. You will get there, but just never give up on your dreams. There is always a way if you're willing to find a way. Oh, wow. Can I say that one more time? There is always a way if you are willing to find a way. That's powerful stuff right there, y'all. Y'all need to let that marinate in your spirit, because that's some powerful stuff. So here's your takeaway. Give it your best, and your dreams will come to life. Success is yours. Go for your dreams. It's your time. Y'all, I hope that something that I've said resonates with each and every one of you and causes you to look at your life and say, you know what? Michelle is right. I need to stop just wanting things but never following through on them. I need to get out there and start making things happen. Okay? And because if I don't get up and actually do it, it's not going to happen. That's just like, again, I'm going to use the weight loss thing. If you want to lose weight, you can't just sit in the chair in your living room with your arms crossed like this, rocking back and forth, waiting for somebody to come along and say, hey, come on, let me help you get that weight off. Because it's not going to happen. You've got to get up and do your part. And that's the problem with so many people. They're not successful because they have yet to understand they've got to do their part. See, I came to understand this a long time ago. I can want the best for you. But if you don't get up and start working towards having the best, it's not going to happen. And I had to tell myself, Michelle, you've got to stop stressing yourself out, wanting the best for people who will not get up and do what they need to do. It is draining. And I've decided I'm not going to allow people to drain my energy anymore. I can still love you. I can want the best for you. I will pray for you. But other than that, there's nothing more I can do. Because when it gets to a place where I want that thing for you more than you want it for yourself, it's time for me to let go. Because all I'm going to do is worry myself silly. Y'all, let me do a quick recap and I'm going to let you be. So today I talked about keep grinding and never give up. And I'll put the quotes that I shared with you all in the beginning. I'm going to put those in the description box. And you know, write those down, copy them, save them, whatever. And these are great quotes to look at on a daily basis. And so I gave you 4 things that will help you to keep going. Number 1, I said life's most important lesson is this: never ever give up. It doesn't matter what somebody told you. See, I'm going to tell you something. I can't stand when somebody looks at someone else and tells them, you can't do that. You won't accomplish that goal. If you are one of those people, I need you to stop doing that before I come find you and jack you up. Stop doing that. You don't get to tell somebody what they can't do. Just because you don't have enough balls or enough guts, and y'all, yes, I said what I said, and you don't have enough in you to go after your dreams, stop sitting there trying to tell somebody else what they can't do. That's not your call to make. If you come to me and say, Michelle, guess what? I think I want to do A, B, C, or X, Y, Z. Even if I think that it is just so far-fetched that you probably will never, ever succeed at doing it, I'm still going to encourage you. Because guess what? I could be wrong. And maybe my encouraging you will help you stick with that goal and break that thing down and stay with it. But just stop telling people what they can't do just because you can't do something. Like I said, if I ever hear you, we're going for it. We are going for it toe to toe because I cannot stand that. Let me move on. Number 2, change can be a good thing. I don't know about you all. Now, there's some people in life that don't like change. And I've met, y'all excuse me because my sinuses are draining, but I've met people that will tell you in a minute they don't like change. Oh, I don't like change. I like, sticking with what I know. Let me tell you something. Change can be a good thing. Now, sometimes change cannot be a not so good thing. But more times than not, change can be a good thing. Because here's the thing. If you continue down this path and you never take a detour to the left or to the right, then you don't know what you're missing out on. Because one day you're driving down that path and you come to a sign that says detour. And you got to go and take another path. So you take that path and you travel down this way. and you go, oh my goodness, I didn't know this was down here. I'd have been missing out on this all the time. But if you don't make a change, guess what? How do you know what else is out there? Number three, without failure, there would be no story. So keep going. Do you realize some of the greatest speakers that get up, and I'm just going to say speakers in general, that get up, and I love when Les Brown tells his story. I love when Eric Thomas tells his story, Tony Robbins, and the list can go, Zig Ziglar, the list can go on and on and on. These people have been through something. So they have a story to tell. That's why they can tell you that if you want to achieve your goals, you can, because they've done it. They have done it. So I say this, we all have a story. So get out there and share your story, because somebody needs to hear your story, because it'll let them know, you know what? If she can do it, if he can do it, I know I can do it. Wow, that's powerful right there, y'all. Number 4, last but not least, was always be grateful, but never settle. I am grateful for everything that God has given me thus far. Truly, truly grateful for everything, but I'm not willing to settle. See, some people are grateful, and that's a great thing, but they're so grateful that they don't want to go and do anything else. Oh, well, I'm grateful for what God has given me, so oh, no, I don't need to go and do anything else. I'm grateful for the little bit that I have, so I'm just going to be grateful for it and keep that little bit right here, not realizing that God gave you a little bit and he can give you more if you just step out on faith and go after it. So again, always be grateful, but never settle. Never, ever, ever settle. And I can't stress that enough. So you guys, that's all I have. That is all I have. I hope something that I said resonates with you. I hope something that I said will encourage you to keep grinding and go after the thing that you want the most. Okay? I don't want you to ever get stagnant and stay where you are, because I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. You're going to get to the end of your life. We all will. And one day, you guys, the sun is going to set on our time. That's inevitable. Now, I know we don't want to sit and talk about death, but the reality is that the sun will set for all of us at one point in time. But you don't ever want to get to that point where your mind looks back over your life and you think about all the things you wanted to do and you never got a chance to do, and now you're saying, dang, now I can't do it. I'll never get a chance to do it because my time is setting. And I don't want anybody to get to that place. I don't want to get to that place myself, so I certainly don't want that for you. Keep grinding. Go after the things that you want the most. God has greatness in you, and he has greatness in me. We just have to go out and find it. If this is your first time watching one of my videos, I want to say thank you. Welcome to my channel. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to tap that bell, because I don't want you to miss anything. For those of you that are returning, thank you, because I couldn't do what I do without each and every one of you. And you guys, you know the drill. You know my spiel. I love each and every one of you, and I want to see you succeed. I want to see you succeed. I love it every time I go on my social media platforms and people are talking about all the great things that are going on in their lives, things that they've accomplished. That makes me feel good. So I want to see you succeed. But you can't succeed if you won't step out there and take a chance. So always remember and never forget that I love each and every one of you. I love you no matter what, and there is nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing, that you can do about it. I'm going to love you no matter what. As a matter of fact, always know that I'm going to love you when nobody else even likes you. Until next time, take care.